A Christmas Carol, 1843, by Charles Dickens. The Cratchit Family. Martha, Peter, Belinda, Matthew, Lucy, Gillian, Tiny Tim, where is everyone? Mother, the potatoes are done. Mama, we were outside the baker's getting the rolls, and we smelt the goose, and we knew our Christmas feast was ready just by the smell of the sage and the onions. What has ever got your precious father then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And Martha weren't as late last Christmas by half an hour. Here's Martha, mother! Here's Martha, mother! Hooray! There's such a goose, Martha! I'm home for Christmas, mother. Why, bless your heart alive, my dear, how late you are. We'd a deal of work to finish up, mother. Well, never mind, so long as you've come. Sit ye down by the fire, my dear, and have a warm, Lord bless ye. No, there's father coming. Hide, Martha, hide. Why, where's our Martha? Not coming. Not coming? Not coming for Christmas? Miss Christmas? Never, father. How did Tim behave in church? As good as gold and better. Robert, I see that Mr. Scrooge kept you late again, even on Christmas Eve. Yes, he said Christmas was a humbug, and chattering on, something about not being convenient to give me the day off tomorrow, being ill-used, and picking a man's pocket. But when I reminded him it was only once a year, he relented, and he gave me the day off. Oh, but Emily, I must be in earlier the next day. Come, children, let's check the goose. Hooray! Oh, dear, I do not believe there ever was such a goose cooked. It may not be as large as the one at the house where I work, but I'm sure you are the better cook, mother. It's so tender. The flavor, it's so rich. It may have been a small goose, but with the rolls, potatoes, onions, and apples, it's more than enough. Suppose it's done enough. Suppose it shouldn't break in turning out. Suppose somebody should have gotten over the wall into the backyard and stolen it while we were merry with the goose. Oh, a wonderful pudding. I must confess, I had my doubts about the quality of the flour. Mother, if I can learn to make a pudding such as this, I'll be working as a cook in no time. This is the sweetest Christmas pudding. It tastes like heaven, Father. Do you believe there's Christmas pudding in heaven every day? Yes, Tiny Tim, I believe that it is heaven and Christmas every single day, and they have pudding every day. Oh, a Merry Christmas to all of us, and God bless us. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone. To the founder of the feast, Mr. Scrooge. To the founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it. My dear, the children, Christmas. It should be Christmas, I'm sure, on one which drinks to the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. And you know he is, Robert. No one knows better than you do, poor fellow. For the day's sake, then. I'll drink for his health for your sake, and the day's, but not for his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll have no doubt he'll be very merry and very happy. And alone. He refused his nephew Fred's invitation to dinner. Peter, I have word of an apprenticeship for you to start this spring, and if you prove yourself, you'd bring in a full 5 and 6 pence weekly. Peter, a businessman? An apprentice, there's a difference. Where I work, I help the milliner's family. My day begins before sunup. I have to stroke the fire, heat the water for tea, I set the table and clear the dishes, and do the washing up. Then I have to help in the shop all day. After supper, I have to help clear and do more washing up. Once my work for the family is done, if I do not have to darn my socks or mend my skirts, I can finally find my bed just before midnight. I mean to lie abed tomorrow morning for a good long rest, since I will be home, for it is Christmas. Silent night. And he took a child and set him in the midst of them. I have something in my eye. There, that's better now. I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home. It must be near his time. Past it. He walks a little slower now, Mother. He used to walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim on his shoulder. And so have I, often. And so have I. But he was very light to carry. And Father loved him so. It was no trouble at all. Here comes Father now. Don't mind it, Father. Don't be grieved. Oh, my dear family, I see you've been very busy. 'Twill be done long before Sunday, then. Sunday? So you went today? Did you, Robert? Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. Yes. It's such a lovely, peaceful place. But you'll see it often. I promised Tim we'd go there often. My little child. Excuse me. I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew in the street today. I had scarcely seen him but once. He looked a little down, and when I asked him why, he said, I am heartily sorry for your loss, and heartily sorry for your good wife. By the by, how he ever knew that, I do not know. Knew what, my dear? Why, that you were a good wife. Everybody knows that, Father. Well observed, my boy, and I hope they do. Heartily sorry, he said, for your good wife. He gave me his card and said, that's where I live if I could be of any service to you in any way. I was quite delighted, not for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, but for his kind words. It really seemed as if he had known aught Tiny Tim, and he felt with us. I'm sure he's a good soul, Robert. You would be sure of it, my dear, if you spoke to him. I shouldn't at all be surprised if he got Peter an apprenticeship before the first of the year. Only hear that, Peter? And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself. Get along with you. It's just as likely as not one of these days, though there's plenty of time. But however and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we, or this first parting that was among us. Never, Father. And I know that when we recollect how patient, how mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall never quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it. No, never, Father. I am sad for our loss, but I am happy for what Tiny Tim has taught us. I am very happy, and I wish us all of us, a Merry, Merry Christmas.